Hey, what's up everyone? Today I'm going to show you how to absolutely dominate in Holotactics so that you can claim those sweet rewards from the likes of Turgle and Skoova. There are 4 units that are key to success here: the Droideka, Super Battle Droid or B2 Battle Droid, Shield Trooper, and surprisingly, the Roller Mine. Each has a key property that makes them especially lethal, and I'll provide an explanation during the games to cover the strategy. So let's get started. First up, we've got our match with Turgle. Nothing special, he's fairly easy. You can just drop a Shield Trooper here. They're really good at fighting anybody who is a melee opponent, because the shield typically will block all or most of the incoming damage from enemies that are in melee distance. Sometimes they'll just kind of get stuck like this. Usually not an issue. You can see that your unit has taken no damage at this point. Pretty easy.
Masterfully played.
Second round, just drop a Droideka on the field. It's just going to go to town and destroy these guys.
Obliterated! Oh, so long, farewell!
If for whatever reason you're not finding success with that, you could just drop a Shield Trooper and a B2 Battle Droid behind it.
Oh no, my high score!
Next up, we're going to fight Greeze. A little bit more difficult, but again, nothing super troublesome here. Here you're going to want to put a Droideka. You usually want to put it in the back left corner or back right corner. It's just more distance for an enemy to cover before it can reach it. And then you want to stack up 1-cost melee units so that they take the front force of the initial attack and get wiped out, while the Droideka has a window to do damage.
Oh, it never stood a chance! And it's off the board!
Fortune smiles on you.
So round 2, pretty much the same thing here. You've still got 6 points to use. So a Shield Trooper usually does well here, given that there are 2 melee units and it can still block a lot of the blaster fire as well.
That unit is toast! Obliterated!
You'll notice a lot of the enemy Imperial Troopers will throw mines or grenades. Those are kind of troublesome depending on how the wave shakes out and whether your troops move into it. If that happens, you might have to reload the run, but usually more often than not, you'll be successful in the run, even if one of the mines goes off on you.
Combat! Oh, it never stood a chance!
So third round, again, just using melee units to soak up the damage, and the Droideka does the rest of the work here.
That's a holo kill! We have our winner! Spectacular plays! Vital! Come on, double or nothing?
So our third match with Tulakt is a little bit more tricky. So we'll have to strategize a bit more here, and our strategy is put a Droideka down and a bunch of melee units.
Let the battle begin! And it's off the board! And it's a corner! A well-played round by Caij. Love to see it!
So again, Droideka in the back left. So instead of just dropping the 1-cost melee units, we throw a 3-cost in here because it can soak up a little bit more damage.
That unit is toast!
But the same concept applies.
Oh, so long, farewell!
So again, you see those guys holding the grenade. That can be a problem depending on if they run right over to the Droideka, and it's just RNG at that point. Droideka in the back left, and we throw a shield trooper to soak up as much of the melee damage as we can, because there are two, all three of them are high cost melee units, and the shield trooper does really well against those.
And it's a corner!
So a little bit of a close round, but it's still enough to make it
To
through.
the victor belong the spoils.
It seems I am lacking in clear strategy. You do not fear my strategy.
So this battle with Merrin is where things start to actually get tougher, and we're going to start cheesing some of these rounds with the help of the roller mines.
Advance!
But for now, in the first round, we can still get away with a Droideka and a melee.
That's a score for Cal! Obliterated! Cal
So you'll notice
looking
we
to
actually
repeat that
saved
performance
7
next
points
round.
from that round, and we're going to use those in the final round to make things a little bit easier for us. So second round here, we're still going to drop a Droideka, 1 melee, and one of them is going to be a shield trooper.
Combat! Now that's a holo kill! That unit is toast!
Outstanding.
You'll see now that we actually have 12 points to help us out in that final round. So the Skriton here, it's pretty tough to kill without having extra points. So we're gonna employ an interesting little strategy here by dropping some roller mines all in the front, and they do insane damage. All we're gonna do is just use a 2-cost unit that is gonna stay in the back, and because it's a blaster trooper, it's not actually gonna walk up.
Great hit by Cal! Cal Kestis proves himself superior in
So,
the final play!
The interesting thing is, they will all blow up, but because 3 of them blow up in the front, it will count as a victory for you, even though all of your units die in the end of the round.
Nice try, Hotshot, but not today.
Caij, pretty simple, nothing especially complicated here. I actually recommend using a sentry droid here. It ends up surviving more often than some of the other troops. And then just toss a shield trooper in the front and a Droideka in the back.
Go! And it's off the
So you'll notice it
board.
tanked an entire rocket launcher shot, which is pretty important because
Oh, it never stood a
normally
chance.
that thing will AoE
That's the
and
round
chew through your
of
units,
Cal
and it'll get
Kestis.
to your Droideka too quickly. So no need to save points on that round. And for this one, we're almost exactly matching our opponent. We're just dropping a sentry droid and a rocket launcher, and they'll scrap for a little bit, and that'll give us enough time for our rocket launcher to reload.
And Cal has to be happy with that!
Yes. Very good.
So we saved 2 points. That'll help us a little bit in this final round here. So we're gonna drop some shield troopers, throw a Droideka in the back, and then we're just gonna stack things up with 1 more melee just to distract the incoming meleeers from damaging our Droideka. So you can see the shield troopers just took multiple attacks and they didn't take any damage. Now they're finally taking a little bit of damage, but it's not really gonna matter.
And it's a corner! That's the match to Cal!
So that's Caij down. Only have a few more to go. Get a nice bounty puck for that.
Your stinking game is rigged, you little crocker.
No ways to go toe-to-flipper with Skoova.
Skoova's pretty tough. We're probably gonna have to roller mine here as well. So this is where the battle droids, the super battle droids rather, come in handy a lot. We got one shield trooper to soak up some damage, but the good thing about the B2 droids is that they have a rocket launcher as well, and that helps us chew through these shield troopers here.
That unit is toast! Oh, so long!
So we didn't even have them use the rockets, but because they're a 6-cost unit, they've got quite a bit more HP.
Proved superior.
So we carried 10 points over to the next round, which is really going to help for those later rounds. Throw a couple shield troopers down. Throw one super battle droid in. Then use a couple low-cost melees just to soak up some incoming damage. They've got a rocket launcher, so if we can avoid having some of that go towards our super battle droid, that helps us a lot.
Obliterated!
Outstanding.
No problem. Let me carry over 12 points total. So you'll notice a trend anytime there is a big enemy, it's very useful to throw down a roller mine. You'll want to take note of where these are actually being placed and try to just copy the layout exactly. I found there's more success putting it one over, and then you keep your shield trooper far enough away from the roller mine that it's unlikely to take damage from the splash. And we just spread out 2 super battle droids.
Now that's a holo kill!
So you'll notice that did like 90% of that guy's HP.
Certainly one way to use your head!
Well done.
We're chilling.
Your strategy proved superior.
And we take 13 points with us into the final round. So we got tons of points here. We can just go crazy. Throw a couple shield troopers down. They're gonna soak up a ton of the droideka fire. And we're pretty much matching exactly what they've got and then some here. So there's pretty much no way for them to win.
Let the battle begin! And it's off the board! And it's a corner! That unit is toast! Obliterated!
No problem at all.
Estes triumphs!
Take that mustache and patch. And we got 2 more to go.
Holotactics. I'm improve my understanding.
So again, we got a big unit here. We're just gonna flank it with some low-cost troops.
Holotactics!
These guys need to get 1 or 2 hits off.
And it's off
They're
the
gonna be
board.
collateral damage as soon as that mine goes off, but when it does, that thing is just done for. And we take 7 points with us to the next round. So same thing, big units. We're gonna throw a mine in there, put a super battle droid in the corner, and then a meleeer to hopefully soak up some of that extra damage while the battle droid gets some extra damage off to finish them.
Attacks head first. Oh, it never stood a chance.
So again, tons of damage from the mine. The super battle droid is strong enough to tank 1 attack from either of those guys, and that's enough for us to bring a ton of points with us into that 3rd round. So again, lots of big guys. We're gonna dump a bunch of mines onto one side. The mines will automatically try to path towards them, and hopefully they don't drag them over to our shield troopers here. And then the super battle droid will stay in the corner, so it will typically avoid most of the collateral damage. So the shield troopers, they're great at soaking up some damage, and they block a full set of fire from the droidekas, which is critical for taking it down here. Hey, if you're finding this video helpful and want to see more high-quality game guides, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified when a new guide gets released. Look at this guy putting in work. He's taken maybe 10 full blasts from this guy, but he just never goes down. He'll put the shield up anytime he knows there's damage incoming, and he usually looks for a window to deal damage and will win. So he's still got 13 points to take into the next round, and this shouldn't be too difficult. It's pretty easy to make it through this round. So we can just line a bunch of low-cost units in the front. Those chickens and the little tumbleweed guys, they're usually very weak in terms of their own HP, but they do a lot of damage to a single target, so it's good to just throw a worthless unit into the front, and it'll soak up that damage while the big troops go in and do the real damage to the strong guys.
So long, farewell.
So you'll see all of those one costs just instantly died, but our Droidicus survived because they tanked that.
And it's a corner.
A marvelous showing.
Get a nice data disc. We've just got one more opponent, and that's it. So Tulli is our final
Shall
contender
we
here, and
play a game?
get a nice little skill point to finish things off. So we got quite a few points to work with. None of these guys do a particularly large amount of damage unless they throw a mine, so that's kind of why we want to put one of the sentry droids in the front. It's more likely to survive an explosion, so you'll see it just took a full mine explosion but still survived that onslaught, which gives us enough of a window for the Droideka to finish the rest of the troops off.
It's off the board. And it's a corner.
Outstanding.
Carry 3 points over. So there's 3 meleeers here and 2 minigunners, which makes things a little bit tough, but by utilizing the shield troopers, we have a better opportunity to block most of the incoming damage from all of those types of troops. And so you'll notice we put a roller mine right in the middle. It's most likely to take out that sensory droid, which should get one shot, or at least drop very low in HP if it gets hit. So in this case, got a little bit unlucky. It just got popped before it could make it there, but didn't even matter. The Droideka still goes to town on these guys, and it's no problem.
Now that's a holo kill! And it's a corner!
Splendid. Will his victorious
So even with our
streak
mine
continue?
not making it through, we still have 17 points to take into the next round with us. Going for the same angle here. Throw a mine in the middle so that it targets the strongest player. Droidekas, and then reinforce with shield troopers. And we've got a ton of points here. We could spend more if we want. We can just drop one extra shield trooper to lock things down and a couple of one costs, because we're going to take a lot with us to the final round.
Oh, it never stood a chance! And it's off the board!
So again, unlucky, the mine got blown up there. You don't have to use the mine, it's just nice when it actually works out, because it one-shots the big guys. You could sub it for another shield trooper if you prefer. Obviously, we're still destroying these guys with the Droidekas.
Well done. Your strategy proved superior.
And we've got 18 points for the final round. This round's a joke. It's honestly one of the easiest of all. So we're chilling here. You can throw a couple Droidekas down. And just reinforce.
Combat! The ATST is playing with fire!
And it's over.
Rocket fire!
What an engrossing scene.
Enjoy the spoils of war. You have successfully conquered Holotactics. If you enjoyed this guide and want
You
to see
have
more
played
Jedi Survivor content, then make sure to subscribe.
Perfectly.
And if you're about to finish completing your first playthrough and want to learn more about what to expect in New Journey Plus,
Come
then
back
check out this
soon.
video now.